My name is Francesca McQuaid. I've been with the company since October 2015. Started in the lead gen team doing business development. At the time, whenever I began, there was only, I think, 6 of us in the team. So I think that shows you, the company growth in the past less than 2 years. I mean, I think there's 20 or more down there at the minute in lead gen. So I was trained by Jamie Conlon and Brian McMahon, who obviously have been in the product team since the beginning. So they taught me my pitch, how to target, and really trained me up from nothing to what we are today. So I was with the lead gen team for a year, nearly exactly. During that time I began on non-finance and I focused a lot on pharma for around 2 months, and then I was tasked with the surveillance campaign and finance really as a whole, FX analytics, a little bit of stream. So I got to work on a lot of finance and did that up until I left, so about 10 months. I was one of maybe the first to start off that surveillance campaign whenever it was a really hot topic, which was great because there was a lot of leads to be had. It was a really hot topic for the people I was speaking with as well, so really enjoyable campaign to be on for that length of time. And worked on surveillance and finance up until I left then in October. My role as an explorer is to basically get KX into the new verticals that we've already began to work in. Pharma, manufacturing, obviously space now as well, and really those weird and wonderful companies or use cases that others haven't thought of before, and that's what I find is the coolest and the most exciting element to my role, and any explorer's role. Your day is your own, your focus is your own. Speaking to Fortune 500 companies, the likes of Ford, Honda, and speaking with those major executives who have budget, decision-making authority, you can be seen as and known as the person who got KX into all those amazing companies literally just by lifting the phone and taking your initiative. And by doing that, you become well known and people maybe trust in your opportunities that you're getting a lot more because you got there before anyone else. So yeah, that's how I moved from, I suppose, whenever I began lead gen, it was always said, oh, you'll get away, there's travel in this job and there's room to grow. And I think a lot of people hear that from a lot of companies. And I'm sure in an interview, that's maybe one of all our questions that you ask, is there room to grow within the company? And a lot of people say that there is and there might not be, but there truly is within FD. They mean what they say. They promised that we would get away, and we, the explorers who are at the minute, we all worked really hard and proved that we were good enough and trustworthy enough to go out on our own and bring in the same opportunities that we have done in HQ. You can go as far in this company as you want to, as long as you get your head down, get stuck in and believe in yourself to go and get those unreal opportunities that nobody else has got. So the world is your oyster, it really is. If you work hard, you travel the world, bring in new business for the company, and I just think it's so exciting. I don't think there's any other role out there, than the opportunity that we have. We're all so young as well. To have that opportunity to learn from the experts, I truly believe that learning from Jamie Conlon, who's heading up the DACH region now, was fantastic opportunity. Learning the pitch from him and Brian whenever we came, I think we got the best training out of a lot of people. I suppose another thing touching on that is, yes, I'm by myself in Philadelphia. Well, I work out of MRP's office, but there's no other FD there or other KX infrastructure really. So yes, I'm by myself, but it never feels like I'm forgotten about or if I need help for anything, if I think it's the silliest question or something really important, all I have to do is lift the phone to a number of people, or a quick email or a quick Slack message. Like, the experts, you need to leverage the experts in this company, the Fintons, the James Corcorans, you know, you can learn so much from them, and they're unbelievably helpful whenever you need advice on something. So you're on your own, but you're really not. You know, you can leverage all those people across the globe, whether it be in London, New York. I don't know if you're going to Asia or Australia, you know, there's so much help out there for you. Everyone wants you to succeed, from obviously Brian to Shane, to the guys in lead gen. You know, we all want the best for each other, and especially there is a bit of a competitive edge between, you know, the explorers. Like, we're all here, we want to do well for ourselves. Especially in my group, I don't know about the others, but myself, Manus and Gary proper support each other. If we're stuck for anything, or we're a bit frustrated about something, or we've just booked an amazing company and we just want to tell someone, you know, we're on the phone to each other all the time. And that's great as well. Again, when you're by yourself, like, you still have a sense of a team, even though you're away. So if you go out in a team, make sure that you stay like super close to each other, talk to each other all the time, set up a weekly call, because you need that, you really do. Yeah, that's something that I really value and really advise to keep up. You know, don't lock yourself away from everyone. Keep in touch. Keep in touch with Nuri as well, because you'll be back and forth to here, and you need to keep in touch with everyone. To know what's going on here as well, new products or new projects or new campaigns that lead gen are focusing on that maybe you haven't heard about, and you want to go and learn then, you know, that product or that campaign to get yourself involved in it as well. I feel like I rambled there for a long time. So I don't know, do you have any questions off the back of that, and then I can maybe go from there?
Can you take us through like a typical day in the life of an explorer?
Yeah, so my typical day would be, I try my best to structure my time. As I said, you know, your day is your own and your focus is your own on what you decide to focus on. So because it's non-finance and there's so many roads that you could go down, I would structure each day. I would maybe do 3 days set up for pure lead gen, or going to like events during the day if there's anything going on, and then 2 days for meetings, or even 2 mornings for meetings. So I would do, say, pharma for 2 or 3 hours in the morning, move on to another vertical like manufacturing, then maybe do a couple of hours in the afternoon with follow-ups, people that I've spoken with, that I've emailed, that need to be checked in with again. Follow-ups are detrimental. If someone doesn't answer you, it doesn't mean that they're never going to answer you. Keep following up with people that you've spoken to. If they said no to you once, doesn't mean, you know, projects and their time scales or budgets change in a couple of months. Your follow-up calendar and eHub as well for things like that, like utilise that, because you're going to be speaking to so many people, you're not going to remember all the people that you need to check in with. So document everything on eHub, no matter what it is, big or small, because you will forget. eHub is the best tool that you can use. It's your best friend, even though it's a bit dodgy at times. But yeah, so structure your day. For lead gen, meetings, and you don't have to be in the office every day. You know, you don't need to be there sitting at your desk 5 days a week. It's good to get out. If it's speaking to companies or there's an event you think that's good during the day, you know, get out, meet people. I think it's better to meet people face to face if you can and you have the opportunity to, than just sit on your phone all day. You could do that here, you know.
What sort of time frame do you recommend for following up? Like, do you use it depend on the type of lead, or do you usually wait like a day or a month or a week?
Well, it would depend on the conversation. So a lot of people would say, yeah, this sounds quite good, but I'd actually like to read more. You know, could you send me some white papers specific to your conversation, direct me to your website? If it's a conversation like that, say if I had that conversation on a Monday, I'll go back on a Wednesday, Thursday. If it's I need to speak with my colleagues about this and get their view, I'd leave it a week to give them time to do that. If it's someone that doesn't answer, every day, a couple of times a day, maybe 4. If it's someone you know, they're the right person to speak to. Very high level people as well, it's going to be very hard to get them on the phone. So the more times you contact them, the more chance you're going to have for actually speaking to them. People I've been trying to get for 6 months, so call them all day, every day. I'll get them one day. Just have that mentality. You know, you are going to get them. Don't be disheartened that they don't answer the phone or your emails. Email them, LinkedIn them, phone them. Send a letter to them if you have to. You'll get them one day, you know.
Do you feel there is any particular characteristic of the product when you're talking to someone? They feel attractive? Do you feel, okay, this feature, this characteristic is something, or it's like, it's a tool, or it's an aspect that if he hasn't reached my attention, he will or she will, after I say that?
Statistics and numbers. So the likes of, there's a lot of good numbers from the IESO use case. There's a lot of good numbers in our speed from manufacturing use case. Usually whenever I bring up something like that, it catches people's attention. Again, in non-finance verticals, we aren't well known for our speed and our high performance. Once you give them those type of examples, they think, okay, you know, this company's the real deal. I need to listen to what they're doing, and if they can show me what they're doing, it's even better.
So this is kind of just a general question, like, what would you say was your biggest challenge moving to Philly? Maybe either personally or professionally?
Personally, I was by myself.
Yeah, being alone.
Yeah, I'm a social person, and for a while I was thinking, oh God, I've got no friends. But that's normal. You know, if you're by yourself, it will take time. Throw yourself in and try and get yourself invited to anything and everything that you hear of, and you'll get there eventually. Professionally, probably structure my day, not and getting bogged down with research. For myself, I would be looking into, say, finding an article that was really interesting, writing it down. God, you know, I'll have to contact them. They've got notes saying that they have data for this, that and the other, and that's a good opportunity. Then find another article through that article, and before you know it, you've got a list of things, but you spent nearly your whole day on the internet researching, which in a way is good, but I think it's better as soon as you find something, lift the phone, get their name, their number, the company and D-Hub, and just lift the phone and try and build yourself, try and like traverse that company from the CDO or the CTO to, you know, data analyst right down to the bottom, and just try not to get so bogged down in research. I found I did that quite a lot, which I tried not to do at all. Just lift the phone. The more you're on the phone, the better.
Do you use any particular tool to organize yourself? Like
E-Hub on my calendar is all I rely on. Again, the follow-up calendar in E-Hub, I'll have usually, whenever I come in the morning, I'll look at my follow-up calendar and there's 10 or 15 companies there or names that I'll put in for me to check in on that morning. So that'll take me, I don't know, half an hour or an hour. And then I'll go into whatever I've decided to do that day, whether it's meetings for that day or WebExes or following up. Usually I'll take a day or an afternoon as well to go through my pipeline and see sort of how I can check in on them to move that along. Another thing with like your opportunities in your pipeline, the aim of the game is to really get data, get POCs, because as soon as people see exactly what we can do and how we can improve what they already have, you know, that really is our aim. So try and get, if it's an NDA that you need in place, do that. But just try and get data off them. You know, that's how we're going to get to the end goal.
Do you often come across companies that you had thought were a good fit for the technology, and then you realize, oh no, maybe this company they won't actually need our technology at all? And
What do you say if you do come across them?
What do I say if I usually do come across that? Yeah, sometimes I'll be speaking to someone and very interested in what we do, but maybe their volumes just aren't big enough and it's really just not worth their time. But they'll usually come to that realisation without you having to tell them. You know, they know themselves they're not going to spend money on something that they don't need. And it usually means then that we don't have to waste our time either. You know.
And do you feel like we start with less competitive advantage than you, because we're starting here and you started as a big jump with the phone and everything? Because like here we're not going to companies with the phone.
No, not at all. I mean, you'll get training and you'll get time on the phone, I'm sure. You'll get time to speak with lead gen and maybe get advice from them, and you'll get time probably to work in the lead gen phone. I don't know. I don't know what your training is, but if you know that you're going out, you are all definitely going. Yeah. So you know that now it's time to take the initiative yourself to take, like I said this to you yesterday, you know, find yourself a partner and take an hour in the morning or an hour in the afternoon and role play to each other, you know, pitch each other, get a script and learn it. You will, I'm sure, get time on the phone and doing business development and lead gen, but you know you're going, so it's up to you. Sorry, that sounds a bit harsh.
Yeah. And then, is there any aspect that you would have liked to know before leaving? Then now you realize, oh, maybe this could have helped me before leaving or before not landing and staying there alone. Even though you're not alone because you've got a team behind, but you're there physically.
Personally, I worked on finance right until the day I left. I would have preferred more time working on law finance, but I learned it as I went and it didn't hinder me. But it would have been nice, but it didn't hold me back.
And as an experience, not finance or non-finance knowledge, but more like in like personal aspect as a professional. You know what I mean? Like experience, more in the experience, but not in the knowledge when you are selling or when you're talking about the product.
Is there anything I knew about the city? Is that what you mean, or the
No, like in
move,
general,
or
like something that you would have, like suggestion from someone older than you with more experience than you, or I don't know, something that you feel that when you landed there, you would have liked to have. Maybe there's nothing.
I don't think there is.
Alright.
Sorry, that's not very helpful.
Like,
No.
Do you think your understanding of the product has improved since you moved to Philly?
Yes.
Majorly?
Yeah. Because in lead gen, primarily what we do is set up meetings for others, and certainly whenever I was in lead gen, it wasn't part of our day or our job description to sit on those calls that we set up for others. And so the relevant sales manager took the call and then blasted out the notes, and all we really did was continue to follow up with that person or with that prospect to set up the next meeting. And we did have to push it on to a certain extent, but now, you know, I'm taking the meetings maybe alongside if I need a technical person with me, but because I'm talking about the product, because I'm talking about the product so much, I certainly think that I've learned a lot.
Would you have known a lot before even taking the job? Like, a lot of us would.
Before I started in FD?
Yeah.
No. I have an advertising degree. I'm not technical or IT at all. I know what we do, but I didn't before I started here at all. I'm not technical whatsoever. But you don't need to be a KDB expert. You don't need to know how to code. I don't. But it hasn't hindered me at all. Is that something that would worry you?
No, it's just this, I feel you could learn off what it was if someone asked me a question. It would be easy for me off guard.
Did they ever get you on the phone and when they realised you're not technical, has anyone ever just said like,
no,
forget about this person?
Not once. No. If anyone asks me something that I don't know, I'll say that's a great way to close them. you're saying, oh yeah, we can actually talk about that. Let's set up a meeting with myself and our director of, I don't know, IoT, say you need Hugh on the phone or something. He's going to know all that. If it's very, very technical and you need someone like that, it's a brilliant way to get a meeting out of it and progress the opportunity. If you get a question like that, try and use it to your own advantage. That makes sense.
So if you're looking for a new lead, you're starting from scratch, say, what, like, is there a directory you go to? Is there a check to say what companies might be interested in this? What's the first piece that you go on to say, oh, these might be a place that I want to contact?
Well, the big names, start with the big names first and foremost. Say if it's in pharmaceuticals, get yourself the top 5 in your region, or the industry for your region. The top industry is going to differ for you all. Mine is probably pharmaceuticals and a little bit of manufacturing. It's certainly not really utilities or anything like that. So that's what I would focus a lot of my time on. Find out, who the Fortune 500 companies are in your region or your area, and start from there. And then once you get the grasp of targeting companies, targeting names, speaking to the right people, then you can go kind of smaller or more, say, like boutique companies or startups, and more niche markets.
So like, say when you're pitching to a client, obviously there's more than one way to lead it, but are there any things that you'd like to touch on? Because you did mention that some of the things when you mention a use case, that they become more intrigued and more warm to you. So are there any things that you like to sort of like, oh, I'm going to bring this in?
Certainly now with the announcement of the NASA Frontier Development Labs.
The big news.
Big news. And that's a good thing about the company as well, is usually every fortnight there's something new and exciting coming out that you can talk about. I would use a good few blog posts and talk about them as well, like the New York taxi ride blog post is a great one, and Hugh did one from Pi to, I can't remember. Yeah, that's a great one as well, and I would send that in a lot of emails. It's good for tracking purposes as well for politics. So the blogs are brilliant. Yeah. And you can tailor, the use cases that you speak about to,
depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah, but also, a general KDB message. If you're not too sure, or if you find a weird and wonderful company that you don't know are we a fit, you can do a general KX pitch and, sprinkle NASA, the taxi ride blog, maybe the manufacturing one, you can put it all in.
Yeah.
My question's a little bit off topic, but why back in Newry?
Because I have holidays. So.
Holidays on there.
Yeah.
Oh, you from Newry originally?
I'm from Backbridge.
Okay.
So you get home, if you're in America, you get home 4 times a year. So I'll usually come home, take some time off, and then I'll work in Newry for a few days as well.
Cool.
It's all, I like always to come back to the office and see my old team, and I think it's nice to come in.
So is it like 2 weeks here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you stick to Philadelphia completely, or can you go outside?
Anywhere.
Anywhere?
Well, within the States, I try and do a lot of the East Coast, but if I find something on the West Coast, I would have. Although there's now Melissa, did you meet? Yeah. So she's on in San Fran now. So I'd say that she'll be taking all of the West Coast and I'll stick to the East Coast now.
And they just fly in or on to the face-to-face meetings if you can set them up.
Well, yes and no. Yeah. If you need to travel, then that's an issue. For the likes of, if you go to conferences and things like that, you'll probably travel a little. But yeah, if you need to, that's not an issue.
And do all the explorers have you said you have an office with them? Does everybody kind of have a desk?
No.
Where's location based for that?
So Melissa is working out of her apartment, and so is Gary, worked out of his apartment whenever he was in Munich. He originally started there, he's now in London. And Manus has an office in Canada. I was lucky to have MRP, but the likes of Niall, who's going to Russia, you know, I think he'd do the same. If there's no existing office, then you'll work out of your or co-working spaces. I think that's a brilliant idea if you don't have an office. It's a good way to meet people as well, and meet other, you know, even something like that's good for startups. Speaking of them for the funds.
Would you be kind of involved with the fund as well, being out as an explorer?
Yeah, if I come across startups which I feel would be a fit for the fund and what we do, then I'll definitely reach out to them. I wouldn't spend a day on it, or you know, but I would do research into startups in, you know, the local community. There's no reason not to, you know. So let me see if there's anything talked about. I suppose the day-to-day activities as well, you know, you're expected to show your work through your activities on eHub as well. You know, your activities should, you know, you should be over like 20 a day, certainly if you're in the office. So make sure that's something that you do as well. You know, you shouldn't be quiet. You should have a lot, even if it's market intel or booking opportunities, you know, there should be a lot of stuff coming from you every week. So just keep that in mind as well in terms of activities, and make sure it's all documented on eHub, because that will be flagged. And it's good, as I said before, it really is good for you to be able to see what you've done in the past and how you need to follow up with them.
What do you feel is more useful in terms of sales when you go to conferences and network, or you do your research and call or email them?
I think events are touch and go. They can look amazing on their website, and they might not be great there, but even if that is the case, you've got to make the most while you're there and speak to everyone and anyone that you can. You don't know who you're going to come across. I think old school lifting the phone and trying to speak to people is great. It's worked thus far, and you know, there's a huge team growing down there from doing it. So I think it's one of the best ways.
When you go to an event, will lead gen kind of brief you on who will be at the event?
You'll it's up to you as an explorer. You won't get support from lead gen in terms of meetings or setting up meetings for you at events. That'll be up to you. So the best thing to do if you're going to an event or a conference, you know, especially one that's paid for, is to spend 2 or 3 weeks before trying to book meetings with the speakers that are obviously relevant to KX. And also if you can get your hands on an attendee list, which is usually like gold dust, to try and set up meetings with the attendees also, but that's completely up to you to do so.
How would you do that? Your hands on the attendee list, like in the past, if you ever have?
Email the organisers. All, you know, just ask. All I can say is no.
And nowadays, and they were saying that there's a lot of apps out there that come up, spring up on conferences all the time.
Yeah, I had the past 2 I went to, I think there was an app as well, which is brilliant. And keep it on your phone. Don't delete it as soon as the conference ends, because you'll need it whenever you get back to do all your follow-ups from the events. And there'll be a list of names there that you can follow up on as well. And it usually gives a short bio of, say, what their presentation was about or what their focus is in the role that they're in at the minute within the company. So in terms of meetups as well, you know, you'll be expected to go to any relevant meetups within your city. So whenever you arrive, make sure that you go on to meetup.com and Eventbrite, and sign up for any tech startup anything related to what we do, and attend, go to everything. You'll it's not going to be a 9 to 5 job. You'll be expected to be at that at least 2 or 3 evenings a week, more if there is suitable things to go to every night. I know that sounds a lot and you're thinking of 12-hour days, but the success of your explorer's experience is your own. No one's going to hand you your opportunities. It really will be up to you to make yourself succeed. So the more of those you go to, the more opportunities you're going to book, the bigger your pipeline's going to get, the more data or POCs that you're going to get involved in, and the closer you're going to get to a win. So I know it sounds like hard work, but it really is worth it. It really is. It's good as well to get to know the local tech community. They might not have an opportunity or a project for you right now, but those people are going to remember your face if you become part of the community and you're at all those meetups. And maybe they'll hear something from someone they know or a colleague and go, do you know what, KX is the fit for that? I must mention that to whoever whenever I meet them again. So it's good to be seen as part of the tech community and part of the meetup scene. So, and don't be nervous as well about going in and get a sticky name badge and you have to walk around and introduce yourself to people. It will become the norm. You'll be nervous at the start if you're that type of person. But everyone's there to do the same thing. They're there to meet people. That's why everyone goes to network, see what's going on in the community. How can people help me? How can I help people? So everyone's in the same boat. Just get stuck in.
And more or less, how much time do you think a person or a non-vendor needs to start, let's say, having useful meetings or useful phone calls? Is it from the very first day?
Yeah. I think that, maybe whenever you guys start out, you'll use scripts for campaigns, like we did whenever we first started from lead gen. So if you, as long as you have 4 or 5 qualifying questions that you are aimed to ask them, as in, what are their data volumes, what challenges are they facing with the current solutions that they're using, and then a response to how we can either complement, enhance or speed up what they're doing. All your conversations will be useful. Again, they might not have anything for you right now, but that's still a conversation you can check in on in 6 months, 3 months, a year's time, and see how things are going. So as long as you're prepared and you have something in front of you if you need it, then there'll be no conversations that you have that are useless. They now know who we are. If they pick up the phone and you have a conversation with you, then they know who we are now. And that's, the aim of our game is to spread the word.
And if they don't want to talk about, let's say, figures, even though you've done some research, but they say that it's confidential and that it's something that they cannot talk about, do you keep on trying, like, hey, I think you really need your help, our help, if we can improve?
If it's confidential information, we're more than happy to put an NDA in place. So that's not an issue, and you can just respond with that.
But you would try to set up a meeting anyway, if this person is the right person.
Because just because their information is confidential, if we got an NDA in place and then we had a meeting, we're going to get way more information out of them than ever, because that is in place. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then,
so that's probably better than anything.
Is there any strategy you follow to reach the right person? Because on the phone it's really hard, like from the beginning, I guess. To get, I don't know, like the person that
is in how do I finally get them?
Yeah. Or how, I don't know, like, do you follow any strategy to any sentence, any, I don't know, thing that take you to the right person?
So,
or you just research and you find the number?
Yeah.
Or you find an email, or you find...
Yeah, research, Google, you find the title that you want, you find the name, LinkedIn, an amazing tool. You'll all probably get or share premium LinkedIn accounts. There's maybe 3 or 4 LinkedIn tabs constantly open on my web browser, and that's where I get the majority of my contacts from. And then it's just a chance of using the likes of Hoover's to get the headquarters number or the switchboard number, and then just take it from there.
Do you recommend LinkedIn Premium for all of us?
Yes.
I was just considering getting it because I'm sick of having to not being able to message people and see their stuff and not being able to see the macro file. I'm just like, it's just something premium. Do you recommend it?
Yeah, I do, but you'll probably be given premium accounts that you'll maybe share. I don't know if you'll get one each, but you'll get a login to someone's who's premium.
Okay.
But yeah, LinkedIn will be your best friend as well. You'll spend a lot of time trawling through it. Another thing about your LinkedIn profile, make sure there's, I don't know if you've got an email from Shane about how your LinkedIn profile should be laid out, how your photographs should look, no graduate pictures or, so was mine, then I had to change it as well. Make sure your LinkedIn looks good and it's within like company policy and things like that, because you're going to be viewing a lot of people's LinkedIn's and they're going to be viewing yours back, so you want to make sure that you look professional and look the part.
Right.
So,
Comments?
I'm gonna bring like a router and take pictures of people.
yeah, you should. That's a good idea.
We'll do a headshot.
So everyone tomorrow.
We'll get a backdrop.
Look fresh.
Get that nice wall. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea. You should.
I'll wear my blazer tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Any other questions?
Just something that came up when I was talking to people in lead gen. They were saying that they didn't want to come across to the companies that they were calling as like pestering them. So sending too many emails or too many calls,
Yeah.
they thought it would turn people off. So is there a way you can kind of dance around that? A way not to come across as pestering while still following up? I mean, how do you kind of strike that balance?
I suppose it's up to yourself. If I had a direct dial to someone, yes, if I needed to follow up with them and I wanted to speak with them, I probably wouldn't call it as much as I would call a switchboard, because they're going to constantly see that number popping up if you're calling a direct dial. Does that make sense? I'm not saying that I would call them once a week, because that's too little. I would be calling them more than that. But just use your own common sense. You know, if you're calling a mobile number, don't be calling it 7 times a day, and pick your moments. So yeah, if it's a switchboard and a receptionist, flat out. But I know what you mean by pestering. The same with emails. You know, don't email the same person 3 times a week. There's no point.
We have someone that's emailing us at the moment that's like, have you seen this? Have you seen this? Hi guys, have you seen this? You can probably know.
Yeah. And you're probably just going to always delete
Yeah,
it.
on the third one I was like, go away. I don't want to be
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you use alerts a lot then to some
Yeah.
companies?
Yeah. Yeah, especially because there's functionality now on LinkedIn where you can filter by country, state, if you're in America. Yeah, country, state and city, I think, which is so useful.
Yeah.
And then you can use the keyword filters to break that down even more. It's a brilliant tool. Make sure that you familiarise yourselves with it. You know how to use it, you know how to find companies out of it, you know how to make campaigns out of it. Make sure that you all know how to do that whenever you go away. Again, you'll be expected to use that daily. It's another tab or a couple of tabs that I always have open. So yeah, it's a great tool to use as long as you know how to use it properly. Yeah.
Are there any other like networking sites or tools that you use other than like LinkedIn and like Eventbrite and stuff? Is there any other like unknown kind of ones that you use?
LinkedIn, Meetup, Eventbrite. No. I'll use hoovers.com is good for numbers for headquarters.
Hoovers?
Yeah, hoovers.com.
I'm sure that is that like what is it?
A vacuum.
Yeah.
Like Hoover. It's good for numbers. I'm trying to think of anything else. So that's really all I would use. Stick to the basics, you know, they work well. If you come across anything, yes, of course, use it. Share it with the rest of us. Please do. Anything? No? Yeah. I hope that was useful.
Yeah.
It was
Very useful.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yes, good. Because I know I'm sure you are both so excited but super nervous as well. But it would be amazing. It's going to have the time of your lives. Really are. It's a fantastic opportunity. So all the best with it. And if you need anything or you're stuck, Slack me or email me or lift the phone. You know, I have no issue at all. I'm here to help and happy to help. So
Thank you.
no worries. All the best with everything.